Hello, hello, thank you for checking in. It's Wednesday, hump day. Woohoo! 2 more days till the weekend. Woohoo! Yay! Thank you for checking in. Let me say hello to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Tesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Ian G. Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric. There's YouTube. It's a little longer lag today. Azure Yusuf and the Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Sturgis Guy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Varney and Red Stapler and John McCain and N1QOV and Blair Cooper and Brett and Terry Sue and N1QOV and Cosmic Joe and Jay Dahlman and Moto Medic and Boot and Sweet and Max and Wing Doggy. Woohoo! Hello. Hello. Thank you for checking in. Hope you're having a great day. Hello. And yes, more shooting in the news today. Today, close to me, not that far away, 20 minutes walk at UCLA campus, right in Westwood, right very close to me. There was a murder-suicide. I guess, I don't know, we haven't heard the backstory, but apparently somebody in the engineering department at UCLA shot some guy and then shot himself. So we don't know. Oh, Linda says a professor, was it? Oh, maybe he got a bad grade he didn't like. And Sam says the sound is off on YouTube. Oh, sorry about that. Sometimes it's like when I start, the sound is like there's hardly any lag, and sometimes there's like a minute lag. So I don't know. But anyhow, so really, I mean, how many times are we going to have idiots shoot each other before we realize that there's too many guns? Not that you can't get a gun, but maybe there should be some more precautions. I mean, you take a test for a driver's license, and you get a driver's license, and you maybe you should have a longer, like a better background check, so that crazy people or bad people or criminals can't get guns as easily, or you have to have, I don't know, I'm not sure exactly, but it seems like it's a little too easy for everybody in the world to have a gun. And so, I don't know. Oh, David Jones says driving is not protected by the Constitution. Nobody is saying to take away the right to own a gun. Just make it harder for people who shouldn't have a gun to get one, David Jones. Just be a little more saner about the rules. Like people with mental illness. Probably should. David Jones wants everyone and their child to have a gun. There's a difference between the right to own a gun and being sane, David Jones. David Jones says it's already too hard to get a gun. Really? So yeah, it needs to be a little, and yeah. Nobody's trying to take away your gun, David Jones. You're trying to take over. You want to take over. That's right. People with guns have them underneath their car and under their pillow, and I don't know. Seems like every 2-year-old and 3-year-old is able to get a gun. That's where mommy and daddy hide their gun. Linda says, Gerald used to say if guns were outlawed, only outlaws would have guns. Well, Linda, that's the thing. Nobody's trying to outlaw guns. Just make it so that there's a saner process for Linda says, I know, but nothing works. That's because they don't have processes. They rule against it. You know who makes the most money off of this? The gun companies, the NRA. They spend a lot of money making sure that there aren't rules. Sturgis guy says his uncle was in Korea and he sleeps with a loaded pistol under his pillow. Well, that's fine for your uncle, Sturgis guy, as long as he doesn't have toddlers around by that same pillow. So anyhow, because there's a shooting every day. You guys notice that? There's a shooting every day. Yeah, and really, I'm sure I know there's a lot of people talking about the whole gorilla thing and stuff, and it makes me angry that the child was able to get into the gorilla cage. Why was the child able to get into the gorilla cage? It's really annoying. Really annoying. So yeah, Alinda, I know he climbed under the wires and through stuff, but why was he able to do that? Why was a 4-year-old not being, his hand wasn't being held, he wasn't being properly watched? Some of them said 4. I saw one place said he was 3. The other places said he was 4. So I'm not sure. But irregardless, the child was telling his mother, "I want to go in the gorilla cage," and she said no. And he says, "I want to go in the gorilla cage," and she says no. And he says, "What? The dad having a record is irrelevant. The dad could be an axe murderer. It really doesn't make any difference because he wasn't there." So that's irrelevant. The child, first of all, wasn't taught to mind. I know not all kids mind, but the kid says, "I want to go in the gorilla cage. I'm going in the gorilla cage," and the mom says, "No, no, no," and he goes, "I'm going in the gorilla cage." Somebody who wasn't, yeah. Yeah, so I'm just saying. Yeah, yeah. Somebody wasn't paying attention, and somebody wasn't minding their mom. Somebody hadn't learned to mind his mom. Yeah. So anyhow, it's a very upsetting situation, I'm sure. That's right, David Jones. David Jones says, "You need to do what you're told." Yes, that's right. When I say no, I mean no. And if you don't listen to me, you're going to get a smack on your butt. Linda says she never got spankings. Never. Linda says she was spoiled. Either that or Linda never, ever, ever did anything she wasn't supposed to. Never? Not even when you were 3? Well, gosh, Linda, it is time for you to start acting out then. Your rebellion is long overdue. So So how's everybody's day going? It's been a pretty warm day here in Los Angeles. Linda says, I got finger paint all over the dining room by accident. How by accident? You mean like on the walls? Oh, it squirted. All right, well that's an accident, Linda. That's not the same. That's not the same, Linda. Accidentally squirting it when it comes out of the is not the same as the kid who decides to paint the walls with finger paint or magic marker. But yeah, you know what, Linda? I also have never had an acting out rebellious phase. I think it's time for me to start misbehaving as well. I'm ready to be bad. I'm going, next time I go to the supermarket, I'm going to have a temper tantrum. And I have a... No, 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 no! It's not so cute when you're a grown up. So how's everybody doing today? Linda says, why do they put them right by the register? If they don't want me to have a temper tantrum, don't put the candy bars right in front of me. That's exactly why they put them right in front of the register. It's called impulse items. They know that you're prone, you or someone with you, a child, is prone to want an impulse item while you're in line. Yeah, so anyhow, there's craziness afoot. Craziness going on in the world. Well, that's good. That sounds, Linda, sounds like you had a delicious meal. Linda said she got free dinner. Yay! Who doesn't like a free dinner? And more in the tabloid news. This saga, the tale of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's divorce is getting messier and messier. Now there are more pictures and texts with Johnny Depp's assistant regarding beatings and fights from way before they even got married. More pictures. And there's some exes, some ex-girlfriends are saying, no, Johnny's so sweet, never did anything. But there's a couple of other ex-girlfriends who also have some scary stories to tell. They haven't come forward, but they might. And yeah, and there's also the fact that pretty well-known secret that Johnny Depp has a problem with drinking and drugs. I think a lot of people already know about that. Violent outbreaks and destructiveness often go hand in hand. Linda said she didn't know that. Yes, he hurt his hand last year, and I guess it was because he punched a wall. He's also been known for getting drunk. He's gotten in trouble before for like destroying hotel rooms. Yeah, I don't really care, but you know, I don't really care that much about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. I mean, what do I care? But the interesting thing to me is that, well, usually if you're angry and prone to violence and you bust up a hotel room, that means not everybody, when they get drunk, starts punching things and screaming and throwing things across the room and breaking stuff. That means there's like a violent part of you. So it's not much of a stretch to think that you might also yell, scream, throw things at a person. When your temper comes out. So yeah. But the interesting thing is there seems to be more people, because Johnny Depp's been a popular actor for so long. More people are prone to not believe Amber Heard and think, oh, she's just a gold digger. She's making it up. She's trying to get more money in the divorce. And that may be true. But that doesn't mean he didn't also hit her. They can both be true. Maybe she's not nice. Maybe she, Marcel says he's bored by the whole thing. Yeah. But just because you like Johnny Depp or just because you don't like Amber Heard doesn't mean she's not telling the truth. So well, it'll all come out. I think the best thing for Johnny Depp to do is to quickly and quietly settle everything, and the best thing for him to do for his career and for the opening of his upcoming movies, the best thing for the Sony is to get rid of this mess as quietly and quickly as possible. The more messiness that comes out, the more likely it is to negatively affect his next movie, the Alice movie. And this is big business if you're like Sony Studios and you're hoping to have $100 million opening, and all of this controversy and messiness, what if that reduces your box office to, half that? So, yeah, the best thing to do is just quickly and quietly move on. Hi, Max Fernandez. Thanks for checking in. But yeah, I agree with you, Marcel. Besides that, I don't really care. I'm not in love with Johnny Depp, and I'm not in love with Amber Heard. I don't really care. It's not my money. It's not my life. I'm sure they're both imperfect. They both have their problems. Johnny Depp really, really, really needs to go to rehab. Linda says he's one of her favorite actors. Well, you also like Charlie Sheen, Linda, who also, I don't know, I don't know if rehab will ever help him. Yeah. And Johnny Depp also has a very bad problem. He's had, and also for years and years and years. 20 years of this. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. Marcel's like, gossip, blah, blah. Yeah, it's true. It's in the bigger picture of the world, it's David Jones says Charlie Sheen is moving to Mexico. You know why, David Jones? Because I think Charlie Sheen is moving to Mexico because there's less rules and more corruption. And Charlie Sheen probably thinks that he can live like a king and live by his own rules and pay everybody off and do what he wants to do. Mexico also has a big problem with, because there's no rules and there's gangs and there's kidnappings, Mexican superstar, or soccer superstar, on I think he's supposed to be going to the Olympics. He's on one of the pro teams. He was just kidnapped, being held for. It's a big thing. That's a big thing. Being kidnapped and held for ransom for money is a big problem in Mexico right now. There was just I think it was last year. I think it was either Miss Universe or Miss World contestant. The Mexico Miss Mexico or Miss whatever. She was one of, I don't know the exact title, but she was like Miss Mexico of whatever, who was supposed to be going to the Miss Universe or Miss World or whatever the international contest was. She was kidnapped and killed. So yeah, I think Charlie Sheen might end up getting himself in bigger trouble. Just saying. Hi, Blair Cooper. Thank you for checking in. Blair and Max, hope you guys are doing well. So, we'll see. More people who are not following the rules. And this is maybe he's going to hang out with El Chapo. Well, apparently El Chapo is, the plan is they're trying to extradite him so he won't be in Mexican prisons. They want to send him to U.S. prisons. And, of course, El Chapo does not want to do that. But I think he's being, the Mexican government and the U.S. government is trying to get that, whatever paperwork or legal stuff has to happen for that to happen. And I think that's in process. I don't know all the details, but so Sturgis Guy says, at least in Mexico you don't have to mow your lawn every 2 days. Yeah, that's true. There's some of these neighborhoods, Sturgis Guy, neighborhood associations, condo associations, condo groups make all these rules, like condo buildings, to say you can't put plants on your porch, or you can't have stuff in your window, or your grass has to be trimmed to this height, or whatever. I don't want people telling me to make, I don't want people making rules where they say you can't grow like a garden in your front, your lawn, or I don't like that when people make up rules about what you can do with your lawn or not do with your lawn, or the color of your house or something. Sturgis Guy says, code enforcers. I hate code enforcers. Blair says a major heat wave is heading my way. Oh, really? David Jones says, yeah, you can't put a 68 Impala up on cinder blocks in your front yard. Oh, and Linda says tomorrow would have been her 44th wedding anniversary. Has it been 4 years now since Gerald passed away? Wow. Time sure is going fast, isn't it, Linda? And I'm looking forward to a major heat wave, Blair Cooper. We have not had a heat wave yet, so I'm looking forward to that. Short shorts, short shorts and tank tops, bathing suits, summer clothes. Bongs for the memories. Thank you, Sturgis, God. Oh my goodness, it's already 5:50. So, okay, I just spent the whole hump day yakking about tabloid headlines. That's so tragic. I think I liked yesterday's show better. Briefs or boxers? Thongs or granny panties? The important issues. Here's where we discuss the important issues. Oh, and I retweeted something. I had talked about this before. Before I end, I retweeted again. My friend Lisa Guerrero is one of the investigative reporters for Inside Edition, and she did one of her last stories. She catches bad guys a lot, but one of her last stories was, and she's so stunningly beautiful and married to a former Major League Baseball player who he's so handsome. Like literally, it's like the walking real life version of Barbie and Ken. They're so attractive and so perfect. But she's also really smart and strong and hardworking and very successful. And so one of her last stories, which I was really surprised about, is about the Kobe beef. And I talked about it. It's this really fancy, it's like super expensive, special, rare Kobe beef. It's a Japanese beef. It costs like $600 a pound. It's like $50 an ounce. Special, very limited. They only send like 600 pounds, or maybe it's only 300 pounds a year to the entire U.S. And in the entire U.S., there are only 8 restaurants in the entire country who are certified and get real Kobe beef. And it's super expensive. When they put it on the menu, they charge people like for a piece of Kobe beef like $100 or $200 or $300 for this. The problem is, so that's why it's yes, there is one in Dallas, there's 3 in Las Vegas, there's 2 in California, maybe, and 1 in New York. Oh, I'm forgetting one too. And maybe one was in Hawaii. But anyhow, so it's hundreds of dollars for this one, for people who think they're going, these are fancy, well-known restaurants where people are thinking they're spending $200 to buy a Kobe beef hamburger or something. Except it's not. It's not Kobe beef. They don't even have, so hundreds of restaurants across the country have Kobe beef on their menu. They charge people the price of Kobe beef, but they are not giving people Kobe beef. So that's that's like stealing $100 or $200 from you. You think you're like having something really special and you're not. Yeah, so all of these restaurants should not even have it on their menu. There's only 8 in the entire United States who receive and get Kobe beef. Everyone else is lying. And I know I've seen it on menus. I've seen it advertised. Everyone else is lying. There are 8 in the entire United States. So, yeah, so I put it on, you can watch the story again on Twitter if you want. Yeah. So, yeah, so not only they're lying to you, but they're stealing your money if they're charging you the price of Kobe beef, but they're giving you regular beef. They give you something that costs $10, but they charge you $150. Yes, Marcel says Wagyu beef is one of the ones that they usually sell instead of, which is also a fancy Japanese beef, but it's not Kobe beef. It's, I don't know, maybe half the price of the Kobe beef. But they use that a lot. But instead of putting on the menu Wagyu beef, they write Kobe. So anyhow, that's my rant. Yes, so they should write what you're really getting, and that's like some restaurants also. They've had stories in the past, you know, restaurants that say that they say that they're giving you red snapper. You ordered red snapper, and instead they're giving you some sort of white fish or some other fish. You know, they'll charge you for something really expensive and tell you that's what you're getting, but then when like they take it, if you take it to like a lab where they do testing, like genetic testing, to find out what it really is, you know, instead of, you know, you paid $50 for the special fish and they give you a piece of $2 cod. So that's lying and stealing. Anyhow. Yeah, no more scamming. So anyhow, I am just about to sign off, but I will be back tomorrow for Stupid Question Day. And I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be full of stupid questions. So the genius will be here, full of geniosity, to answer all of your... Marcel says stupid answers for sure. Genius! All right, let me say goodbye to everybody. Allura Star and Shocker and Sturgis Guy and Thesis and House of Dave and Sam and St. Clinton and Eric and Petey and Tim and Ryan and Photo and Philip Chandler and Mark Mean and Star Raven and Ian G. Tomlinson and Fairies Lover and Lucky Girl and Azure Yusuf and The Cram and Marcel and Jim Dandy and Bill Knaus and Scott Kimmis and Joe Barney and Red Stapler and John McCain and Blair Cooper. Great to see you, Blair, and Max. Woohoo, Max. And Brett and Terry Sue and N1QOV and Joe Barney and Cosmic Joe and Jay Dahlman and Boot and Swede and Wing Doggy. Thank you so much for checking in. You guys are awesome! I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. Brains. Bye.